So welcome to the Seasoned Scholar, Season 3. And this Season 3 has seen or witnessed a lot of legends. And I think the one of the person for which we have been following him for first season, finally we find a time. So today our guest is Professor Ashutosh Sharma, which is a Institute Chair Professor and at the Department of Chemical Engineering of Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur. He is the founding coordinator of DST Thematic Unit of Excellence on Soft Nanofabrication and chairman of Center for Environmental Science and Engineering at IIT. Now he has been editor for several journals and as a Secretary of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, he served one of the, I would say, mother funding agency who drives the science and engineering research in the country. And just now he became president of National Science Academy. And so welcome, sir. I cannot tell you that how much happy I am I am very grateful that you spare some time to be here.
Yeah, Manish, I'm also very happy that we are finally meeting up. Is my audio okay?
Yes.
We're finally meeting up. I don't have COVID, you don't have COVID, both of us are over COVID, and then also our Wi-Fi are working well. So I'm very, very happy indeed today that we are together and talking on a Sunday afternoon. Yes. Sunday afternoons are very good because they're a little bit less pressure on your time. And so, as you can see, that we are both surrounded by books on all sides. And of course, I wish that we were sitting in a park, but you can imagine that you are sitting in a park under, good shade of big trees. And we are talking, having a friendly talk. Okay. Please go ahead.
That after BTech, you must have had a job opportunity. Why did you choose to go to the higher education?
Oh, let me tell you, in starting from high school, school days, I had decided to be a teacher. Okay, after I was in IIT, I had decided to be a teacher in IIT. And since I was in Kanpur, I had decided to be a teacher here. Okay, I'm a totally committed person. Okay, right? So this is a decision I had made in school to be a teacher, and here to be a teacher in India in IIT Kanpur. All this decision I had made well ahead of time. Okay, and nothing had changed my mind. People said, no, after 5 years, 8 years, I was in US. People said, no, later on you will change your mind. My friends had not believed that I'm actually going back and joining IIT Kanpur until I showed them the tickets for me and my family, right? When I married, I had already told my wife. I was actually in the second year of my PhD when I married. Okay. So I had already told her that, if she, don't get married to me because you want to live in the US, right? You should not have any conflict later. Okay, here is what I'm going to do is that I'm going to come back, after PhD and some amount of experience in the US. Okay, and then, so be fully aware of that fact that there is no conflict later. Right. So I totally made my foundation, so to say. Okay. Now, so that's the reason I didn't work in industry. I know one of my weaknesses. Now, one of my weaknesses is that I'm often not liked by my bosses. Okay. Really? So if you are working in an industry, you are going to create hell for yourself and for your boss. And, why do you want to do that? So you see, remember, I value freedom of life and thought above everything else. Yes. And so obviously the right profession for me, I'm not saying for everybody, okay, based on your understanding of your strengths and weaknesses, both, right? So understanding your strengths and weaknesses, that helps you decide what kind of career you want to pursue. right? It's not like all of my students, I would not tell them to become professors, because everybody has a different personality. Some of them would totally enjoy and would be very successful in industry. Some of them would be very successful in startups. Others would be in education. Some would be in research. Some would be in teaching, and so on. Right. So there is not, there is a job for everyone, right? And it is none of these jobs are better than others.
So
Okay.
you went to masters abroad,
Yeah. Yes.
and
And PhD. And so
PhD.
I did masters at Penn State. And then, I had several offers there, as I pointed out. I decided to work in surface science with Ellie Ruckenstein at the State University of New York at Buffalo. Okay. And I have been the most happy person working there because it allowed me the freedom at an early age, okay, to choose my problem, to work on it the way I want to work on it, write my papers and stuff like that. So I was not greatly dependent on any time. And I was not attached. I've never been attached to any job or any thing, exclusively, so to say. So I'll give you an example. So, when I got married, my wife was in India. And those days, it was very hard for a spouse to get a US visa. These guys were a little bit crazy. They think you'll stay there as if, if you stay there, it's good for them. No, they don't, they're not understood that point at that time. Right now they understand. Okay. So we were having some difficulty in getting visa for her. So I offered to quit PhD and come to India and live there. And it's not, I mean, I was not concerned too much. I knew that I would be able to make my life a happy life no matter what I do. And similarly, I asked my advisor. I said, "Look, I'm getting married, and my wife, she's also going to a university. I need to pay for her tuition, and I need more money, fellowship." He was saying, "Oh, I don't have more money." Anyway, this was a money which was without strings, which means it was not tied to a particular project, right? It was not totally without strings. So I said, you do whatever you want. So anyway, I needed more money. Then he was saying, look, I don't have money. Then I told him, look, then I don't need to come back. I got a job there, right? He called me the next day. He said he'll find me more money. Okay, right? But I was not, averse to taking risk, so to say.
Till now?
No, never. In my life, I never averse to taking risk. I'll tell you.
Still, you have that risk-taking capability, or has increased?
Yeah, now
or
it should be easier. You see, for younger people, it is much more difficult. Now it is no problem at all, right?
No, I'm sorry, but I feel differently. I feel that risk-taking ability when I was not married was much higher than married, little higher. Got decreasing because of the family responsibilities and all. I don't know.
You see, family will take care of themselves. Okay, let's keep. There's a different kind of discussion. You are not responsible for rest of the world. You are responsible for certain things that you can do and you should do, right? This is about, it's like fitness of things or dharma, so to say. But beyond a certain point, you're not responsible for everything that happens around you. Okay. You take care, you run your life in the right way, and others will take care of themselves. Your expectation from others should be that they run their lives in the right way. And anyway. So now I'll give you another example. So in the, for PhD, you have these things, called comprehensive exam. So there's there are like 5 professors. They're asking me questions. And then suddenly one of them was looking at my my transcript. And he said, you have not done thermodynamics, the graduate level thermodynamics. I said, I'm not done graduate level thermodynamics because I know everything I need to know about thermodynamics. And it would be a waste of time for me to do another thermodynamics. So he said, but no, it's a requirement to enroll in PhD. So we will make you do thermodynamics. I said, if you make me do thermodynamics, I'll drop out of the program. Okay. He said, "Oh, what will you do?" When I said, "You keep your program. I've already explained to you that I don't need to do this course. I don't like doing this course." Right. So then they, okay, they decided that they waived the requirement for me. Okay. So
Wow.
look, the point is you need to have some, some principles. You need to have some, not just make compromise at every turn of your life. Okay. You don't, you won't find it here. You'll find something somewhere else. Who cares, right? It's not, world is very big, huh?
Mhm.
And you don't know where you're going to find what. Okay, so I'm saying about one should not go totally against what is right, what is legal, what is moral, what is ethical, and you have decided that this is how it should be without hurting anybody in the process. Okay, you should just go ahead and do it, right?
Yeah. So here I will go to the PhD portion, but before that, one question remain is that how many siblings do you have? I mean, here we ask about because we want to know. So you are the eldest son, or I mean, the
Yes,
what
yes.
is your?
I am the only son, and I have a sister who is 10 years younger. So, in a sense, I grew up all alone, right? Whether at home or elsewhere or wherever, and then left home at the age of 16.
Mhm.
And in the sense, after that, I'm not been
Yeah.
lived at the home of my
Mm.
parents, right?